Y'all see the title, man. Let's
But I just gotta tell people, man, let's enjoy greatness watching this Joker play.
Nikola Jokić is the best player in the world.
You know what I'm saying?
Joker is the best player in the league.
We gotta live it. We live in this boat, y'all.
I love this kid watching him play basketball.
He's on a historic
playoff run. Watch it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Yeah, I felt like all of those shots felt like they was easy shots, you know. And he just played a game at a pace that you can't speed him up, you know. Fluster him, he's strong. He can make every shot. I mean, I hate when he makes shots because he's so unorthodox, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a miss, and then it goes straight in.
Facts. He definitely has a lot of unorthodox buckets and unorthodox shot forms and layup forms, things of that nature. And I like what he said, where he doesn't allow players to speed him up, and he doesn't allow the opposing team to speed him up. Same thing with Luka. That's the words I was trying to find with Luka, man. He doesn't allow the opposing team to speed him up.
He's incredible.
This dude is so
just go. And he's strong,
good, man. Straight up, like I haven't seen anything like him. Where he passes, you got a 7'1" center. Bringing up the ball, initiating the offense. The passes that he makes from one side of the court to the other, on time and on target. The bounce passes in between defenses. You can't guard him on the post because he's too big. He can't jump over a dollar bill. He rebounds. He is amazing. He if there's the one guy I would want to play with.
I was going to say, if you got to play with someone like him,
I would love to play with. He's a problem.
I mean,
he's a problem. Like he's like Jason Kidd as a point guard. Like those guys don't have to score to affect the game.
But he also scores,
bro. Facts, bro. He's so unselfish with the rock. Any all-time great I know would love to play with Jokić. He's so unselfish.
He can score. He shoots a three. What can he do?
We've never seen a big that has that type of hand, that type of body, that type of brain, that type of passing ability. We've never seen anybody with anything like that before. He falls in line of those like once in a generation type players.
What, if anything, did Joker prove to you during the series?
Nothing. I know how great he is. There's certain guys in this league that play the game a certain way that I like to play the game as well, and he's one of them. Where you are always off balance when you go into a player like that because his ability to score, rebound, shoot. He sees plays before they happen. There's not many guys in our league like that. So you already knew you was going against a beast once the series started.
It's sort of an IQ battle out there, you know? It's sort of a mental battle as well. You're mentally preparing as well. You gotta see things, you gotta think about certain situations before they happen so you're prepared and know what to do.
And not only just about his game, everybody gets cracked up into his stats, but I don't think a lot of people talk about like this part of his game. You see how big he is? There's no muscle definition on him. He's just wearing you down and he's strong. And I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. I don't even know what other words to say. I love him.
I didn't realize until we were playing the series he's 290. So I was like, damn. I didn't realize he was that big.
He's long. Like people don't realize
he got that Serbian strength. He just got that overseas type of strength.
Don't do that. His fucking arms are long as shit. It's not like he jumps high, he gets off the ground. Like he'll shoot that shit and you think you can get it and he'll rebound that shit so fast. like this. He has just good cat reflexes.
Like for him, his hands are quicker than his eyes. Like he gets a lot of, he strips the ball a lot. I think Nikola, his touch is just like, it's just there. He doesn't even have to think about it. So
he's special. He is special. It's like so many times we look at players and we're just like physically, we like to marvel at how special they are.
Yes.
Well, that's not him.
No.
Like the only thing that's special about him physically is his size and what he's able to do. But his passing, he's by far the best passing big man. He's probably one of the 5 best passers in the entire NBA.
His game is just so different. I think he's one of those guys that...
Me personally, I think he's the best passer in the NBA, for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Like, when you look back at it and you see what he's doing, it's like, because there's nobody to compare him to.
That's my opinion.
You know what I mean? So I think that's why it's so tough to like fully like understand or wrap our minds around like how great and how good of a talent he is. Like we know he's special, but it's just no one that we can compare him to. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things when it's all said and done. Hopefully he has, you know, championships to go along with his game, and we'll be like, oh, okay, like he was special. He had an amazing era. It's because we've never seen a guy like this who's not athletic, you know, but will give you buckets left and right, run the floor, cook. Big cooker. That needs to be his name, the big cooker.
Even when you guard him for one of the best possessions that you think you've guarded him, he puts the ball behind his head, Larry Bird style, and shoots it 50 feet in the air. And it goes
real.
I think he did it like 4 or 5 times this series.
Real. And that's really Larry Bird-esque.
You do like this to him.
Jumper, he had to get that Bird.
Most shots went through, I was just, you know, all you can do is smile, man, and then seeing like AD's reaction, you know, LeBron's reaction, it's funny because that dude is for sure one of a kind.
I was blown away because I have quick hands. Like some of the, you know, passes that they were throwing to him, they were kind of out of his range, but the way that he could tip it and get it back to himself, and the way that he could just quick tip it and get it right back and go right up with it, and you know, he gets up, you know, pretty quick for a guy that's not athletic. Like his second jump, he's right back on the play. So he's just a tough cover. And like we tried everything from switching to putting myself, Kawhi on him to having Mace guard him. Like it was, you know, we had no answer for him yesterday.
Jokić ain't really out there talking shit to people. He
is. He's talking more shit than you think. He's talking more shit than you think. Trust me. Just Channing, trust me.
You know, Joker ain't really poking the bear. He ain't initiating Aiden. He ain't getting him hot on nothing. He just down here pushing him. He'll get pushed. Rebound. Lay it back up. He go back down. He ain't mean mugging. Lord, he know what he doing. He letting a sleeping dog sleep. Let him sleep.
The greatest trick that Jokić ever pulls on anybody is to think he not out there talking shit like a dog. Like he not Kevin Garnett. He not in people's face. But like, don't say a word to him. Don't say one word to that man, because he'll be ready to fight or talk shit, and he does it well.
He knocked down 3 threes tonight. He is obviously an amazing playmaker, so when they're doing all that motion around him, everybody has to be on alert to take away passing angles and lanes, and because he sees the court so well. And then obviously, you know, those tip-ins and stuff, it's you play good defense, he still finds his way right underneath the basket, and he's got good touch to keep it up there on the rim and finish. So he's got kind of the full package. He's obviously the MVP for a reason last year, and he's playing arguably as good as last year. So I don't know how to hype him up anymore.
Have you been in these sessions before? I've said this like 10 times, and I'm not writing your article for you. Ask one of your colleagues. He's magnificent. Magnificent. I'll just leave it at that.
I don't know if there's a comparison. He has a little
his whole quote in the
everybody.
The blog.
You know, all the footwork and the moves of Elijah Wan, the lanky and goofy intelligence of Kevin McHale. Shoot, man, he's just good. He's the best passing big, you know, that I've seen, I think, ever. And he's very good, and he's very frustrating to watch on film.
You know, Jokić don't have Instagram or nothing. He's just a different guy. He loves his horses. I tried to convince him to make Instagram, but he said no chance.
He's too damn good. It's not fair, all the things he can do. And you know, he's so funny. I love him. He doesn't look like he's doing anything. You know, he's not going fast. He's not jumping high. You know, it's kind of Larry Birdish, you know, in a way. But talk about skills and anticipation and decisions. He's fantastic. Great hands, scores in every which way, involves all his teammates. He's, you know, probably the best passing big man, you know, that we've seen in a very long time. So
yeah, I mean, when the MVP goes out and puts up a triple-double, that means he's impacting the game at a high level across the board. And he's going to set the record this year for most assists per game by a center in NBA history. He's going to, like, blow it out of the water. The playmaking and the ability to make everyone around him better is what makes him truly a historically great basketball player.
He's an incredible player. Very, very, very tough guard. I think when I'm guarding him, I'm also playing chess. You know, it's not just all bang, 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 and beat him to the spot. Like it's a lot of different games within the game that you have to try to play against a guy like that that's that smart. See, you have a lot of guys that's skilled and talented and not very smart. And those guys are a lot easier to take out of the game than a guy like Joker who scores the ball just as well, if not better, as those guys that's like this, but pass the ball just as well as Chris Paul, reads the game just as well as LeBron James. Take that with a grain of salt. LeBron James probably read the game better than anyone in the history of basketball. But against a guy like that, it can't just be like, oh, I'm trying to do this one thing. There's so many other things that you have to do, because if not, he just quickly figures stuff out and take advantage of it. So
it's crazy because he's not by any means the athletic guy on the floor, but he just knows his game. I think he's a player that just knows who he is on that court. You put a small guy on him, he punishes him. Somebody his size, he uses his smarts and wits. It's a tough matchup, and it's one that we failed to figure out so far.
Bro, is he hands down this better than everybody? He dominant. He pretty dominant. Or is it the system, P? Can you pick him up? It's a combination of both, though. I think he makes what the system is. The coach understands you make your system based.
Nah, facts. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that system would work with anybody else. That system is revolved around Jokic. It was made around Jokic. All right, we're gonna have a whole bunch of guys roaming and moving around him so he could show these abilities, use his ability. Like, come on, bro. That's
based
great
off your player. You know what I'm saying? The coach, only coach that make a system is Pop. But the rest, you gotta build it. You gotta play around your strength as your best player, and that's what they doing. Yeah. And that's the system is him.
He's making everybody around him better.
Yeah.
And making their job easier.
Jokic obviously is a very talented player. I've known him since we was in high school at the Nike Hoop Summit. He's always been very talented. So I got a lot of respect for him. We both have a lot of respect for each other, a lot of mutual respect. So he's doing his thing in Denver. They made that team for him, and they all rally around him. So
it's not a rivalry. I love the big fella, man. Two-time MVP. One of the best players in the league, and he's such a good player. I'm a big fan, so.
It's just weird. Like, he's just a weird dude. He'll just, before the game, he's done his
I ain't gonna lie. That's cool and all, Joel Embiid, but I need some, you got me go try to go at this dude. I ain't gonna lie. I heard, didn't you lose 2 MVPs to him? Came in second place. You supposed to be, even though you won this year's one. I heard Jokic supposed to win this one
playing
too.
Games. I think he's starting to take his health more serious. But like before that, I heard, after the season, he just goes back, drinks beer, rides horses, and then tries to get in shape a couple weeks before the season starts. Like he's just naturally amazing. I don't know
what they're talking about with this dude.
He's amazing.
I don't know what they're talking about.
He's so versatile. He's got great touch. View the game. He sees the plays before they happen. Unselfish on top of all that. He can shoot it. He knows when to shoot it. He's got great hands. I could go down the line. He's a complete basketball player at the center position, and he continues to evolve the game.
One of my favorite players to watch is Jokic because of how patient he is, and that's more so not to say I want to be a Jokic, but I want to play with that patience, and that's what I want my game to sort of feel like.
For me personally, it's an honor and a privilege to watch him play every single night. You don't just walk out of bed and get triple doubles. He is really putting in the numbers, and he's a great kid. He's a great player.
Because when I watch Jokic, I see dominance. I don't know that there's a player in the NBA right now that makes his teammates better more than Jokic. I think that's very fair to say. So when we talk about value in a team sport, I think he's at the top of the list.
Both unselfish, man. It may not be our night, but he'll find you. If something's open, when we run plays, we don't run. It's not, we're looking for different things. We're just making reads. We're not, being selfish on the play. So it's just nice to make reads, make basketball plays, and to play off each other, and that's what makes the game so fun. For 7 years now, 7 years now we've been playing together, so it's been a lot of fun.
In playing with him for, now a few seasons, it kind of rubs off on you. So I kind of can understand what he's thinking, where he kind of wants guys at. A pass that no one else would think is coming to me, I kind of already know Nikola is kind of looking.
Yup, that's just when it comes when you play together a lot. Team chemistry. You've been y'all been in the gym together, man. Y'all been hooping together.
Even if he's looking the complete other way.
Scrimmages,
so it's strange, man. Like, he's a strange dude because when I first came in the league, he wasn't, he's super consistent in his work ethic now, but it just, so much of it seems so natural. His touch and his, passing ability and those type of things. It just seems so unforced and just part of him. It's pretty crazy, man. It really is.
And when I first seen him, I'm like, bro, it don't even feel real. Like, this is how Yoke act. Like, coming off of being an MVP. So like, dang, like this guy's very humble. Like, he doesn't want to talk about no accolades. Like, it's just straight work and it ain't nothing else. Like, it's all about team and winning.
He understands
He'll go
what
down
what
if
it takes, man. Understand what it takes.
This top 3 or 4 center of all time.
That's not the goal. That's not the goal. We ain't reached the goal.
Like, somebody was saying he's already a top 6 center of all time.
He's an he's a Hall of Fame talent.
I was going to ask you.
I've witnessed it personally.
Is it the system, though, Boogie?
End up at?
Could you pick him up?
I think he created the system. I don't think this was a system put around. I think he created that system because he's that talented. I'm not okay with it being 3 MVPs in a row because it then becomes a conversation of, is this the best basketball player to ever touch a basketball? And I think we can all agree on that and say it's not. Not saying he can't be, not saying he doesn't deserve more down the road, but at this stage in his career, I'm not okay with saying that. We're putting him over the likes of Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, and it's just like, that's a tough conversation to have because we've seen what these guys have done. We've seen how their careers have panned out. So can we sit here and say right now, today, that Jokic, not only the best big to ever play, but the best basketball player to ever touch a ball with 3 MVPs in a row? And I'm not comfortable saying that.
Who else got 3 MVPs in a row? Didn't Bird get 3 MVPs in a row? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Get my knowledge up. But that's the end of this one, man. If y'all enjoyed, click on the last reaction right over here. Share the video on social media with your peoples in the mind here, man. Tell me what you want me to react to next, too.